there. The fact that Independence Health now is located, I think, three of the healthcare facilities in Westmoreland County. Again, people are going to want to live in a place where you've got healthcare and stable services that can provide for their family. So it looks like the strategy isn't just jobs; it's quality of life, it's transportation, it's a whole lot of areas that you guys are focused on. And I would also put your park system and your recreation system has really seen a lot of investment and improvement as well.
You're absolutely right. I mean, we have it all here. Rich, I'm glad you pointed out the fine work of Westmoreland Community College, which has really, adapted the way in which it's educating young people and those getting back, starting a second career, focusing highly on those skills that would get you the family-sustaining technology jobs that exist around here. And I'm also glad that you brought up healthcare. Any family looking to relocate or potentially live in Westmoreland County, you can look at a couple things. One, school districts. We have 17 quality school districts in this county, but also healthcare. And you mentioned Independence Health. I should add to that West Virginia Medical Center has purchased Independence Health and has committed to a $500 million investment into the heart of Greensburg, where the biggest hospital is in our county. So that's a tremendous investment by any measurement and really solidifies a good healthcare system in Westmoreland. So that bodes very, very well for future growth in our county.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And to your point too, Rich, people want to know that they're going to have that kind of secure, stable health care and the other amenities that go with it. That said, Commissioner, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the Spirit Airline impact. I know that there are plans to work with other airlines, and Rich pointed out that the upgrades that you have done to the airport put you in a good position to attract a new commercial airline.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Losing Spirit at the Arnold Palmer Airport was a big blow. But I believe very strongly it's a temporary blow. When Spirit came into Latrobe Airport 15 years ago, the airport was not in the best of shape. And I can tell you right now that 15 years later, we are so much better positioned to recruit a new airline. A new terminal, a second gate, larger, longer, safer runways. We're in a great position to recruit not just a new airline, but perhaps multiple airlines. And those conversations are ongoing. I feel extremely positive about the direction of the airport. This is a temporary blow.
Yeah, and you and your colleagues have been very, very proactive and aggressive in trying to market. And I think both Gabe and I know Gabe is retired, but kind of might have saw this coming over the last couple of years as they potentially went through a merger with JetBlue, and the Department of Justice didn't allow that to go forward. So you guys weren't just sitting around; you were being proactive. And I think, again, you mentioned the fact that the facility is now in a much, much better place than it was when you first got Spirit. Should put you in a good marketable place to be able to attract somebody.
Yeah, I mean, the airline industry is tough, and it has been probably since the pandemic. This didn't sneak up on anybody with Spirit. The signs were there through bankruptcy and the financial challenge that they had. And I'll take them at their word that, doubling fuel costs really was the final nail. I feel awful for the folks whose jobs have been lost by that. And I feel terribly for the passengers and would-be travelers who are left in the lurch. But again, for all of the reasons I enumerated here, with a new terminal, a second gate, better runways to accommodate larger aircraft, we're in a wonderful position to recruit not just one, but multiple airlines at that airport. The future is very strong for the Arnold Palmer Regional Airport.
Appreciate your time this morning, Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good luck.
I appreciate you both. Have a good day.
All right. Ted Kopis, who is the commissioner in Westmoreland County. How many commissioners do you work with in 10 counties in total, Rich?
Well, there's 9 of them that have 3 county commissioners, right. So 27, and then you've got the county executive of Allegheny, and then the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh. So there's actually 29 elected officials that make up the 10 of county and city area, in addition to 538 other municipalities.
So in many ways, you're an ambassador, too.
A connector. We
Yes.
connect. We connect to people, yes.
Absolutely. 745 at KDKA from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Speaking of connecting, here's Ellen Gamble.
No, we're trying to get folks to where they need to go this morning, Larry, and it's a bit of a struggle in spots. 79 northbound has an accident between the Parkway West interchange and the Crafton Moon Run interchange, so that'll slow your go before you even make it to the off-ramp for Pittsburgh and the Parkway West. Parkway West is sluggish in both directions at the top of Green Tree Hill. We have an accident in North Fayette Township on McKee Road near Robb Hill Road. Parkway East inbound, bumper to bumper begins for you. At the Wilkinsburg interchange there, 28's very sluggish and heavy for you all the way from almost the Highland Park Bridge ramps all the way down past Millvale and toward the 40th and 31st Street bridges. Parkway North is heavy between Camp Horn Road and Bellevue Westview. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 7:55. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
And the rain should go away in the city here inside of the hour. Maybe if it is very overcast and some drizzle behind that, but it should dry out for a period. 59 the high. We're at 58. We'll drop to 43 with a mostly cloudy sky overnight.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Medicare's great, but it's not simple. Dina Schmidt and Michael Coleman from One Health Benefits are licensed Medicare specialists who sort through Medicare confusion at no cost to you. New legislation, plan changes, and rules all directly impact your coverage and wallet. Let One Health Benefits have your Medicare plan fit you and not the other way around. Wrong choices cost thousands. A single right conversation with One Health Benefits saves you money and stress. Call 724-799-8873 or go to onehealthbenefits.com.
Hey, this is Lisa from Nest Expressions Window Fashions. I have some exciting news to share. To celebrate the opening of my newest gallery in the South Hills at 3150 Washington Road, McMurray, Nest Expressions is offering free motorization on Hunter Douglas duets and their newest fabric slatted shade Aria. So call today or simply book online at nestexpressions.com.
The Big K Morning Show, brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
If you want to know how good it feels to get professional paint work inside your home, go with CertaPro Painters. Hi, this is Larry Richard, and a big opportunity right now. Take advantage of the spring sales event for 10% off qualifying projects through May 15th. The sale ends soon. And remember, each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
It's the Big K, Big Three. The biggest three stories we're talking about on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Good morning, I'm David Ballarado. Higher health insurance costs are being given as reasons by two school districts who are proposing tax hikes for the upcoming year. In Upper St. Clair, the increase would be 3% and a 3.5% increase for the Seneca Valley School District.
I'm surprised they didn't add a fuel surplus tax. We'll see.
The consumer watchdog group, Public Citizen, says that cuts in Medicaid funding are putting a number of local hospitals on life support. Those hospitals would include UPMC Mercy, McKeesport and Green, as well as Connellsville's Highlands Hospital.
I know, and Rich, you know this as well as anybody, there have been great challenges in healthcare with trying to get the payments from the government that keeps them, the reimbursements. But I can't see Mercy being that much in trouble.
UPMC just made a major investment. I remember being there for the ribbon cutting and the groundbreaking when they happened, and they are one of the premier in eye care in the country, the research and development. So, yes, I agree with you, Larry.
And President Trump says he is pausing the U.S. effort to guide ships that are stranded in the Strait of Hormuz. Caroline Rose is senior director of the SOFAN Center.
I think that this administration has been surprised with the patience as well as the, resiliency of the Iranian regime.
And we hope that leads to a long-term peace plan and get back to less fuel costs at some point.
Bring the fuel costs down, that's for sure.
Rich, being in the transportation world, there's not a single mode of transportation that isn't affected by high fuel costs, obviously.
There's nothing in the economy because, you've got to deliver these goods. So whether they're groceries at the grocery store or other materials that we buy, and including building roads. We use a lot of petroleum products in repaving the roads. And so the cost of everything is going to go up when the cost of oil, when the cost of energy is increased.
But I thought the big announcement yesterday was, and this came from Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, that the military part of this war was over for the most part. I thought that was a sign, and hopefully it is.
And the fact that he delivered it as opposed to someone else who often delivers that kind of news. Yes, it was interesting.
All right, Rich, as always, thank you. You're working on all these transportation things in particular. How do we follow up the marathon and the draft?
Well,
Mother's Day.
Keep that momentum. That's right, Mother's Day for all the mothers this week. And, I do have my brothers and I are going to be going out to visit Mom, and I think a lot of people will be over this week. And, we've had a lot of exciting things. And now we've got, you got the Three Rivers Arts Festival and some other things coming up. Obviously, baseball season, the team looks very competitive. So a lot of things going on.
And the NFL will announce their official schedule, which they hold very close to the vest. But that's coming up probably at the end of next week.
They keep everybody on the edge of their seat so people can make their plans if you decide you want to go travel and see an away game or whatever that might be.
Speaking of transportation, thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Rich Fitzgerald.
This is the Bloomberg Money Minute. Kraft Heinz has been hiking prices, and that helped the food giant's quarterly sales beat Wall Street expectations. Earlier this year, the company reversed its plan to split into two, betting it will be better off by investing $600 million in product development and marketing. However, Kraft Heinz sees a volatile economic environment ahead with increasing inflation and low consumer sentiment. Iran is said to be evaluating a new proposal from the U.S. to end the almost 10-week war. If Iran accepts it, this would lead to a gradual reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. Investors are optimistic, and that's sending stock futures soaring this morning. And a hotel giant says global travel demand is still strong despite the Middle East conflict. Marriott reported quarterly earnings that came in ahead of estimates. It seems leisure travelers are still booking rooms. Hotel companies have been navigating complicated geopolitics. Marriott has more exposure to international markets than rival Hilton. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
This Bloomberg update brought to you by UPMC Health Plan, your partners in care.
Magnificent May savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, bone-in, center-cut pork loin chops or roast are $2.99 a pound. In the produce department, all-purpose Idaho potatoes, 8-pound bags, $2.99 each. In our deli, Lower sodium Silver Star boneless hams are $7.99 a pound. And additional savings this week, selected varieties of Pepsi or Mountain Dew, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, $6.99 each.
At Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
7:55 at KDKA from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Here's Ellen Gamble.
Well, thanks much, Larry. And we have crews in the final stages of clearing an earlier accident in North Fayette Township. This is on McKee Road near Robb Hill Road. So good news, that is getting out of your way. It looks like an earlier accident is also being cleared from the 79 stretch between the Parkway West and the Crafton Moon Run interchange as you head northbound. You do have delays approaching Heidelberg from that point up past the Parkway West because of that. And the Parkway West on the inbound and outbound ride is slow go at the top of Green Tree Hill. You also have additional slowdowns outbound through the I-79 interchange. 28 southbound is very heavy approaching the Highland Park Bridge before you get into the traffic through the Etna bypass. The 28 stretch is then easing up around Millvale. Parkway East is slow go at Wilkinsburg. Parkway North is very heavy approaching Bellevue Westview. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 8:05. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. The InventHelp data bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
What is it, boy? Someone need help? Someone in trouble? Oh, okay. So you just want me to get Progressive Auto Insurance because their collision coverage covers up to $1,000 in vet bills if you're injured in an accident? That's it? Okay, calm down. Let's not resort to name calling.
Progressive's collision coverage helps pay for care for your pet when they're in the car during an accident.
No, you're right. Sorry, I shouldn't have said calm down.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage included with purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
At Easy Cater, we believe every workday gets better with great food. The 9 a.m. staff meeting? How about breakfast burritos and lots of coffee? Big client presentation at noon? Let's do Mediterranean bowls. Accounting's gotta work late. Keep them pepped up with spicy noodles. With Easy Cater, you get a huge variety of favorite restaurants with tools to help meet dietary needs and stay on budget, all on one platform. So make every workday better with Easy Cater. Start an order at easycater.com.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice? The Village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Right now, we'll make your move to the Village perfect too. Up to $2,000 toward moving costs. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com, or call 724-444-5568.
Hey folks, my friends at NASCO Roofing take pride in exceeding customer expectations. Scott from Aspinwall was amazed at NASCO's quality, honesty, work ethic, and superior craftsmanship. Scott loved working with NASCO and appreciated that NASCO doesn't use high-pressure sales tactics like other companies. NASCO has satisfied thousands like Scott. Get NASCO on your roof. Call NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. Most jobs done in a day. Special financing available. NASCO Roofing, NASCO.
It's that time of year again. Be Greek for a week at the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Cathedral Food Festival in Oakland. Tuesday through Sunday. All of your favorite Greek foods and desserts. Outdoor seating too. Dine in or take out. Opa!
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX, Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 59 degrees and raining at 8 o'clock. I'm David Ballarado. The news is brought to you by your local Western Pennsylvania AAA travel office. Travel with someone you trust. 3 UPMC hospitals are now on a national watch list as looming Medicaid cuts raise concerns about potential closures. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush is in the newsroom with details.
David, a report from consumer watchdog Public Citizen identifies UPMC Mercy, McKeesport, and Green as at-risk hospitals, citing financial losses and a heavy reliance on Medicaid and CHIP. The concern follows a new federal spending law that will reduce Medicaid funding over the next decade, with changes like work requirements and stricter eligibility rolling out in phases. Experts warn the cuts could mean more uninsured patients and less reimbursement for care. UPMC says it's monitoring the impact, adding its system-wide resources are designed to help maintain stability and access to care. In the newsroom, Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
A Latrobe man is dead after his car slammed into a tree yesterday in Ligonier. The Westmoreland County coroner says 49-year-old Robert Todd was driving along 4 Mile Run Road when he went off that road, hitting a tree. He was not wearing a seatbelt. Some pointed comments for President Trump from former President Obama. In an interview with Stephen Colbert, the 44th president criticized the expanding powers of the executive branch, including President Trump's use of the Justice Department. CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang has more.
Obama also seemed to criticize the president for using the office to advance business interests for his family and friends.
A good policy that I'd like to see followed is that the President of the United States shouldn't have a bunch of side hustles that those companies and foreign entities can invest in.
Starting next year, Georgia high school students will no longer be able to use their cell phones in schools. Here's CBS's Christopher Cruz.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp signed a bill into law that bars high school students from accessing any personal electronic devices from the start of the school day until dismissal. The law applies to cell phones, tablets, smartwatches, and headphones. The bill Kemp signed passed both chambers of the state legislature with overwhelming support earlier this year.
A similar bill here in Pennsylvania is expected to be coming up for a vote very soon in the state Senate after clearing the House. Governor Shapiro has made a ban a priority. A number of bills are also headed to the governor's desk for his signature. They include one to modernize the midwife profession in Pennsylvania, updating the state's accessibility code, and changes the state's dental law, which would allow dental students and faculty to practice in a wider range of facilities, including those that are owned or operated by a dental school. Vivek Ramaswamy won the Republican nomination for Ohio governor in Tuesday's primary. He will face Democrat Amy Acton in November. Acton is a former Ohio Department of Public Health director, and she had no challengers. Here's Ramaswamy.
I know that American dream exists because I have lived it in this state, because of the opportunities that the state of Ohio gave to me and to my family.
KDKA Sports brought to you by NASCO Roofing, Pittsburgh's trusted and passionate roofer. Eduardo Rodriguez gave up just 2 hits over 7 strong innings, and the Diamondbacks cruised past the Pirates with a final of 9-0. KDK Radio News Time 8:03. It's raining still with 59 degrees in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
The amount of compensation received from a lung cancer or mesothelioma lawsuit varies. But at Pittsburgh-based Goldberg, Persky & White, the goal is simple. Maximize your recovery and ensure you receive the full compensation you deserve. Asbestos manufacturers spent decades concealing the dangers of asbestos exposure, and today, many suffering from lung cancer or mesothelioma are fighting back. You are not alone in this fight. Call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX to learn more.
'Tis the season for the outdoor home project and the honey-do list. No pushing that off anymore. If you've got an older home like me, chances are you need some masonry work done to it. When, not if you do, call the pros at Precision Pointing. They're the best. Literally, they have the awards to prove it. I would know. I've used them. Satisfied customer talking to you right now. Looked at your chimney lately? How about those loose brick, the worn mortar joints? Your retaining wall about to topple over? Precision Pointing is the only call you need to make. brickpointingpittsburgh.net.
Make 380 Auction of Murraysville your next stop for all your spring needs. Great prices on vegetable and flower flats. The fresh produce comes in weekly. 380 Auction has name brand furniture, tools, automotive supplies, pet supplies, lawn and garden, toys, food, and new items arriving daily. 380 Auction is open Tuesday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 724-339-3132. That's 724-339-3132. Or log on to shop380.com and save.
It's 8:05 KDKA from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Let's get the latest with Ellen Gamble.
Well, thanks, Larry. And kind of coming off of West Liberty Avenue here, we have an accident for you on Pioneer Avenue at South Crest Drive. So if you're trying to use Pioneer to head down toward the Liberty Tunnels, you'll want to watch for slowdowns around that. Parkway West on the inbound ride is very heavy for you at the top of the hill, and same story on the outbound as well because of an earlier accident. You have slow-go traffic coming out of the Fort Pitt tunnels because of that. Sluggish again further westbound as you travel through the I-79 interchange. 79 itself is very congested heading up toward the Parkway West and toward the Crafton Moon Run interchange because of an earlier accident there. 28 southbound, a long line of brake lights for you, and they begin at the Highland Park Bridge as you head down toward the 31st Street Bridge. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 8:15. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Rain moving away from the area this morning. It'll remain cloudy and cooler than yesterday, the high 59. Mostly cloudy, chilly tonight, though 43. Clouds, some sun and cool tomorrow. There can be a shower in spots late, the high 58. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Thanks, Joe. It is still mild at 58 degrees.
This report brought to you by NJM Insurance.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than you dread yard work, with a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around, then you might have insuranoia. You should have NJM Insurance. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders.
This is Steve and Barry Ehrenrich from Petite. Traditions are passed down from generation to generation. And at Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center, we have a tradition of making customers' dreams come true.
Over the years, 3 generations of our family have worked with countless customers. We've listened to their ideas and then developed designs for their kitchens and baths.
And speaking of traditions, we've also had the unique privilege of creating generations of satisfied customers the Petite way.
They've seen that upgrading a kitchen or bath adds value to a home and makes it more desirable. And we can do the same for your home with the best designers and installers in the business.
Come visit our newly remodeled showroom. The response has been overwhelming.
Petite Kitchen and Bath is on Route 50, just off the Carnegie exit, or call 412-279-2222. That's 412-279-2222.
Haven't you waited long enough? PA 625.
It's the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Good morning, Larry Richert on this very damp and wet Wednesday morning, working our way through this Mother's Day week. Mother's Day on Sunday. Probably don't need a reminder, but comes around every second Sunday in May. From Grafton, West Virginia, that's where a woman actually started Mother's Day and eventually obviously became kind of a holiday, not only here but around many, many areas. We'll continue to follow, and we're going to get response to the story that comes out of this report that there is the potential for some very prominent hospitals closing in the region, including UPMC Mercy, which seems unlikely, but is there something to this? And we'll get reaction to that. Also, in the next half hour, the announcements made in the White House press room yesterday, I thought were the most significant in the world. What was said, we'll talk to a CBS reporter who was there and let you know. In the meantime, another story that's gotten a lot of attention is death on a cruise ship. CBS's Jesse Mitchell
The desperate race to get medical help to those suspected of being sick with a potentially deadly virus on a cruise ship stranded in the Atlantic. The 3 remaining passengers showing symptoms, including the ship doctor who fell ill, were taken by boat to shore, where they were set to be airlifted to the Netherlands. A medical team also boarded the ship, zeroing in on the probable source, a rare form of the hantavirus that can spread person to person. CBS's Tom Hansen has the latest details.
The Spanish government says the ship, with 147 passengers on board, could sail to the nearby Canary Islands for a full disinfection.
There are no additional symptomatic people on board. That said, the situation is being closely monitored.
Officials from the World Health Organization boarding the ship in PPE, there to monitor for any new cases. Communal spaces otherwise sit empty as passengers enter their 3rd night in quarantine. According to the company managing the cruise, so far 7 passengers have fallen ill. 3 of those passengers have died, and another was hospitalized in South Africa, all of them suspected of having the hantavirus. Health officials believe the passengers were infected off the ship, which made several stops on islands up the South American coast. Symptoms can take up to a month to show up.
What our working assumption is that it is the Andes virus. It could not be, but we're assuming that it is until we determined otherwise.
The Andes strain of hantavirus can spread from person to person and is only found in regions of South America. The Dutch cruise liner left Argentina on April 1st and has been moored off the West African island of Cape Verde since Sunday. The virus is most commonly spread through exposure to rodent droppings, but a representative for the World Health Organization on Cape Verde tells CBS News no rodents have been found on the ship, pointing to traps on board the vessel that appear untouched. Medical experts believe the risks are low for the outbreak to spread.
How big of a concern is this for the global community?
The potential to spread beyond an outbreak is very small.
And the voyage to the Canary Islands is expected to take 3 to 4 days. Health officials will decide if further quarantine is necessary, and if that's the case, a WHO official says the quarantine could last for up to 2 months. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
This reminds me of remember the ships that were stuck out to sea during the COVID outbreak? There were a lot of those people that got stuck in other places or just stuck on board the ship. So very, in some ways, terrifying story. How about this? A new study shows if you're a sports fan, how many times do you use your favorite sports team as part of your passwords? Our producer, Michael Hodgetts. Michael, I don't want to ask obviously what your passwords is, but you can imagine people use Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, Riverhound, whatever, Pitt, Penn State.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely. And that just doesn't include the teams. It could also include players of your favorite players and just all that sorts of matter.
And believe it or not, there is actually a day for this. It's called World Password Day, and it's officially tomorrow. And it's a research study from Duel Bits, that's DUEL Bits, that analyzed compromised password data. And they found out that the Steeler fans use more Steeler stuff in their passwords than anybody else anywhere. So what they're suggesting is, hey, we know you love your team, but they're asking tomorrow, and we had David Hickton is the founder of the Cyber Institute at Pitt on last week. And I said, at its very basic thing, what can we do? What's the most effective thing an individual can do? He said, change your passwords frequently. Don't make them obvious.
Yeah, it's very simple. Make sure you keep track of your passwords, and you don't want them all to have one password for multiple accounts for other stuff. You definitely don't want to do that either.
So this study showed that Pittsburgh Steelers fans are the most at risk in Pennsylvania. 607,443 passwords linked to their NFL favorite team.
What I'm hearing is that we're the most devoted fan base. That's all I'm hearing from this.
If you're the Steelers, you're like, okay, there's our fans. There we go. Coming up, we're going to check in with to Myra Rush, Trending with T, and we'll get an update on the traffic situation next.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding, with an exciting opportunity.
Normally, Larry, we offer $500 off any complete roofing and siding replacements. For our spring promotion, we're offering an additional $500 off.
Joe, that's $1,000.
That's right, Larry.
You better call today. The roofing experts, JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711, 412-829-7711. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
The 45th deserves local leadership you can trust. Pat Katina is the name we know and the leader we trust. A lifetime resident focused on strengthening our infrastructure and protecting the values that matter most to our families. The choice is clear. Vote Katina for the 45th by mail or in person on May 19th. Paid for by friends of Pat Katina.
8:15 at KDKA from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Better change some of my passwords, Ellen.
Just saying.
Just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Based on that recent study. And yeah, tomorrow is, I love this. There's a day for everything, but who knew it was World Password Day tomorrow?
Oh, goodness.
Change it.
I better get busy as well then, I think. So very busy keeping a close eye on what's going on with this rush hour. And I know, Larry, we had talked about the rain moving through and ending sometime soon, but we still have a lot of wet roadways and a lot of slow-go traffic because of it. The Parkway West corridor and the 79 corridor very negatively impacted, as is Route 28. 28 southbound is heavy for you between the Highland Park Bridge and the Route 8 off-ramp heading toward town there. Parkway West inbound and outbound very sluggish over the top of Green Tree Hill, and outbound continues to be heavy then again in the I-79 interchange. Speaking of 79, we had an earlier accident between the Parkway West and the Crafton Moon Run interchange, and that still has some residual delays as you try to get past the Parkway West on I-79. Leave extra travel time there. Parkway East is at Wilkinsburg. Parkway North lines up for you between Camp Horn Road and Bellevue Westview. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 8:25. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
And we're wrapping up the rain, at least the heaviest parts in the city now, and looking at the radar. Looks like if you're in Westmoreland County and parts east, still shower activity, but leftover drizzle, very overcast too. But it should dry up considerably here into the midday. High of 59 right now, 58 will drop to 43 tonight, only 58 tomorrow, but we should see some sunshine. And looking at a weekend forecast for Mom, Friday's high 61, Saturday 66, and Sunday 72, with a chance for a couple of showers. And again, right now, 58 degrees. Coming up, what's trending with T?
Are you turning 65 and have questions about Medicare? Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage in Pennsylvania with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. You may also qualify for a monthly credit toward your Part B premium. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
Shopping for replacement windows? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
And we have a great selection of colors and finishes. Experience Metropolitan Window Company. Stop by our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
It's 8:19 at News Radio KDKA from the Goldberg, Persky & White Pioneers and Asbestos Litigation News Desk. Here's David Ballerano.
Larry, homeowners in at least 2 local school districts should brace for a tax hike. We'll have more of that coming up at 8:30 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Thank you, David. If you know someone in your community who's doing extraordinary things in the past year, nominate them at kdkaradio.com to be honored at our Hometown Heroes event at Rivers Casino. That's kdkaradio.com.
What's trending with T on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
To Myra Rush in studio from our newsroom.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. What's
Fine.
trending, T?
Yes. All these airlines and all this stuff going on, it's a lot. It's a lot. There's people out there trying to buy Spirit Airlines. Did you see that? There's like this whole Spirit Airlines 2.0. People are trying to buy Spirit, and they're asking for people that, that own football teams and all kinds of craziness going on. People are out there. They want to save Spirit Airlines. Why? We have Breeze Airways now. I mean, hey.
You did the
that's
story.
Up and coming.
And they have brand new aircraft. And the man that started it has a lot of experience with JetBlue. And he also, if I understand it right, we interviewed him when they first came to Pittsburgh. And he's the guy that invented the apps for airlines. Can you imagine?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because it makes it so much easier now when you have an airline's app to
pay for your food,
do everything on it.
Yeah.
Including get notifications on travel about your own, even day of.
Yeah.
Some of them are really good.
Yeah, so we're upside down. And Delta Airlines, you talked about that. Their food and beverage service on short flights, that's done May 19th. So
350
if you're hungry, if you want something to drink, you want a snack, you better grab that on your way through.
I don't know if you heard Lynn Hayes Freeland said yesterday she was just on a flight last week. Seated between her was a woman who opened a can of sardines to eat. And I'm like, that's a no-go.
That's a no-go. Eggs and all of that. It's like, why do people wait to get on the airline to eat, on the airplane, to eat? Like, why wouldn't you eat while you're sitting there for 2 to 3 hours? Because most of us, we get to the airport 18 hours in advance. So we have all of that time, not 18 hours. I saw you look at me.
Well, you bring up a good point. Is 2 hours, 3 hours going to kill you if you don't eat?
I know. It's like, why?
But a 350-mile, this is obviously short hops. Like
I get it. But
it's Pittsburgh to Philly, for instance.
Yeah.
You'll be okay. It's only an hour and change.
But you just never know, though. People have medical conditions and medical issues. And, things happen. People need water. People
Bring
need
your own.
Crackers.
Bring it.
We're paying. What do you mean?
I know.
The flight is not cheap. These flights are not cheap. So come on. So you're just getting me there and that's it, because I am purchasing. Well, people are purchasing, extended flights. They
I
have
forget
layovers.
which airline was contemplating stand-up seats.
What the world?
Well, that's an oxymoron. You wouldn't be seated.
A seat is.
You would stand against like a. And strap yourself.
Is it like that whip? Wasn't that the whip at Kennywood where you used to stand straight?
Yes.
And it
made people. Its centrifugal force kept you pressed against the outside. But this case, you would stand. They could fit more people in. That's the idea. Standing.
Oh my goodness! Can you imagine? Can you imagine people vomiting across?
Thank you. It's a little early for that.
That's okay. Wake up, people. Get up. Get going.
What else
Move
is
around.
trending?
What else is trending? Well, people are talking about the Michael Jackson. I know I always get moved. We've talked about this, but Spike Lee is defending the Michael biopic, pushing back on critics who say it should include child abuse allegations. So, Spike Lee and people are out there saying all of these things about Michael Jackson. But despite the controversy, Michael has been a box office success, earning $400 million worldwide. So, yeah, that's it. Just get up.
Well, here's my take on that is this.
Could be in part 2.
This
Chill
isn't
out.
like, if this was a documentary
yes,
where you're trying to tell the whole story or a chunk of, but a movie, they're using the period where he buys the Neverland Ranch,
correct,
which is the 12-acre park that he created. But that was several years before the allegations. So
and there are people who are speaking out about Neverland Ranch and what that was actually used for. Macaulay Culkin, he made some comments about Neverland Ranch. So, I mean, there's in a good way.
Positive.
Absolutely.
He said it was a protection, not,
Yeah. So we're not going to go down that road because we never know the story, but people need to chill out. The movie is out. You can watch it if you want, and if you don't want to watch it, that's fine. But just allow people to do what they do. They act. It's his nephew, Jafar, did a tremendous job. People are haters just because they are haters. People wake up hating.
There's a percentage.
Go to sleep.
They don't like anything, including themselves.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that is what's trending. T's trying to find a new airline.
Yes, I'm interested in Breeze.
Check out a Breeze.
I'm going to check.
Brand new aircraft.
Breeze Airways.
Breeze. T, thank you.
You're welcome.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Alan Gamble, what's going on?
Okay, we have earlier accidents causing lots of residual delays here as you try to move through the rush hour, Larry. Certainly a whole lot of backups out there. Parkway North, I-279 is one of those places. You're backing up between Camp Horn Road and Bellevue Westview, coming toward town that way. Coming across the Veterans Bridge, pretty slow go, as is Crosstown Boulevard 579. 28 southbound is heavy between the Highland Park Bridge and the Route 8 off-ramp. You'll line up on the Parkway East at Wilkinsburg. 51 northbound is solid for you at the intersection with Edgebrook Avenue, making your way to the Liberty Tunnels. West Liberty Avenue is backing up before Pioneer, and the Parkway West inbound and outbound is heavy at the top of Green Tree Hill. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 8:35. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Rob Pratt here. I'm talking with our good friend John Diagardi of Rome Monument about monument plans designed to meet the needs of different faiths. John, how do these pre-need plans work?
Whatever your faith, Catholic, Jewish, Protestant, or Orthodox, we have a customized monument plan for you. It enables you to get the exact monument design you want in accordance with the traditions of your religion and do so at the price you want to pay.
How important is pre-planning a monument in harmony with one's faith?
Rob, it should be as important as planning an insurance policy, a will, or choosing a cemetery. And pre-planning enables you to design, plan, and pay for the monument that best reflects you and your faith. It's also a thoughtful gift to children because it relieves them of the stress and financial responsibility of making these decisions after you passed.
Friends, learn more about these 3-year interest-free plans at one of Rome Monument's 9 showrooms or click romemonuments.com.
Life is all about attitude and perspective. The old saying is the glass half full or half empty. Life will always throw curveballs, so how do we survive and actually thrive? This is Dr. Shufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. Yes, I will get the weight off of you. That's a given. But I also find the root of the eating, and that's always emotional. It's actually weight loss therapy, and I know it works. People lose weight, feel better, and have lifelong tools. I want to help you. I really do. Call me 1-800-900-THIN.
New to Medicare, get covered with MediConnect. Listen Wednesdays around 1:40 to hear Lance O'Brien of MediConnect help you navigate the Medicare process. Simply great, unbiased information to get you the best healthcare coverage. Get covered with MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's raining and 59 degrees at 8:30. I'm David Ballarado. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, 45 years of experience and thousands of 5-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. School districts across the area are proposing tax increases in their latest budget. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush is in the newsroom with details.
David, Upper St. Clair proposed $111 million, that includes a modest tax increase and uses about $1.2 million from its fund balance to cover one-time costs. District leaders say staffing will drop slightly through attrition, with no impact on students, and a new robotics center is planned. In Seneca Valley, a nearly $187 million budget proposal also includes a tax increase at the state limit. Officials say both districts are working to maintain programs while managing growing expenses. Final votes are expected in June. In the newsroom, Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Police investigating the shooting of a woman last night in Homewood. They say officers responded to reports of several shots being fired in the 7300 block of Stranahan Street just after 8:30 last night. Police say the woman had been shot in the arm, but her house and vehicle were also sprayed with bullets, with more than 40 casings found. The victim was taken to a hospital in stable condition. No word of any arrests or suspects at this time. A 3-year-old boy is hospitalized in stable condition after he was hit by a car last night in Northview Heights. Police say the driver told them that kids were playing in the area and running onto the road when the child was hit around 8 last night. No charges are expected to be filed. KDKA Sports brought to you by NASCO Roofing, Pittsburgh's trusted and passionate roofer. Eduardo Rodriguez gave up just 2 hits over 7 innings, and Geraldo Perdomo added a 2-run double, and the Arizona Diamondbacks cruised past the Pirates 9-0. The news brought to you by your local Western Pennsylvania travel office. Travel with someone you trust. KDK Radio News Time, 8:32. Our next update is at 9 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Sometimes you discover a product that changes your life. I'm talking about Harmony Organic Insect Control. My fear of a flea and tick infestation is over. Nothing is safer, nothing works better than Harmony. End the painful itching and scratching that torments your pet. Spray Harmony on your pets, your clothing, your sofa, curtains, and pillows. Harmony Organic Insect Control also works outside in your garden. Get a case of Harmony. Visit participating True Value hardware stores or online at harmonyoic.com.
This is Dr. Peduzzi with American Back Centers in Wexford, and here's why patients choose non-surgical spinal decompression protocol over other treatments. Harmful meds can cause addiction. Steroid shots are temporary, sometimes making the condition worse. And spinal surgery leads to long, painful recovery with chances of nerve damage and infection. Our treatment is non-surgical back and neck decompression with Class 4 laser therapy. Call us today at 724-935-3300 or visit us online at AmericanBackCenters.com.
At American Back Centers, you've got nothing to lose but the pain.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Did you know that La China Drapery and Blind Factory has their own factory, fabric warehouse, and showroom right here in Pittsburgh? La China doesn't just sell their beautiful custom products, they make them. From exquisite fabrics to custom draperies to blinds, shades, shutters, and upholstery, you get La China's expertise from start to finish. Visit La China's showrooms in Dormont and Wexford. Call 412-665-4900 to book a free La China shop-at-home visit or book online at lachinadrapery.com.
The 45th deserves local leadership you can trust. Pat Katina is the name we know and the leader we trust. A lifetime resident focused on strengthening our infrastructure and protecting the values that matter most to our families. The choice is clear. Vote Katina for the 45th by mail or in person on May 19th. Paid for by Friends of Pat Katina.
It's 8:35 KDKA from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic is powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Let's get the latest with Ellen Gamble.
The latest is we have a ton of brake lights out there, Larry, as the rush hour continues to be a slow one. The earlier wet weather certainly didn't help things for you there. So the Parkway East on the inbound ride, very congested right around the Wilkinsburg interchange approaching the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Once you clear that, things move pretty well down toward the city. It is a little bit sluggish approaching 2nd Avenue and down toward the Bathtub section of the city. 28 southbound, extremely heavy, backing before the Route 8 off-ramp and stop and go most of the way down past the 31st Street Bridge. 65 southbound has a multi-light delay for you as you approach the intersection with the Rocks Bridge coming out of Bellevue and trying to head toward town that way. Parkway West inbound backs before the top of Green Tree Hill. Outbound is slow go through the I-79 interchange. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 8:45. I'm Ellen Campbell on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today will be much cooler than yesterday with cloudy skies, some rain for a time this morning before it dries out, our high 59. Mostly cloudy tonight, though 43. Clouds, some intervals of sun, and quite cool tomorrow. Watch out for a late-day shower, high 58. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Thanks, Joe. Right now, 59 degrees.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the Big K Morning Show and big news out of Washington yesterday. I thought maybe the most significant thing that happened in the entire world. I'm sure that's the case many days. And covering for CBS is Aaron Navarro, who joins us. He is a White House correspondent and reporter. Good morning. Aaron, how are you?
I'm all right, Larry. How are you doing?
Good. So let's talk about what was said yesterday with regards to Iran, the Strait of Hormuz, and the war itself. I thought it was the most significant thing said in the world.
That's right. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said in his press briefing at the White House that Operation Epic Fury, the operation that led to U.S. in coordination with Israel striking Iran beginning in late February, is over, and that they are now on to Project Freedom, which is the escort and guiding of ships out of the Strait of Hormuz that have been stranded since the beginning of this conflict. But as things go with this White House, we're getting some mixed messaging. As President Trump said this morning in a post trying to get Iran to agree to some sort of offer that the U.S. has sent, that once they agree to that offer, that will be when the, in his words, legendary Epic Fury will be at its end. In terms of the military objectives of the operation, it does seem clear that those have been achieved. Iran's navy, its military, has been decimated at a significant level, even as they cause headaches with the Strait of Hormuz. So in that sense, it is over. But in many ways, the war with Iran is not really progressing to any sort of end. We've gotten reports of a potential agreement that's in the works, but with many things in this war, it's more of a believe it when you see it type of thing. And we'll see if Iran even agrees to start the conversations that the U.S. is looking for.
And this all before the president is scheduled to visit China, correct?
That's right. And Iran's own foreign minister is in China right now, or at least today, to meet with his counterpart there as to kind of maybe get, in conversation with him ahead of President Trump, where it is expected that he will be talking with Chinese President Xi Jinping a good amount about Iran, as China also relies heavily on oil coming from the Strait of Hormuz and also relies on a more stable market for its exports, which is the core of the Chinese economy. So Iran and its war with the U.S. certainly is being watched very closely by China, and I'm sure will be discussed at length when President Trump is there later this month.
Understandably, we are very myopic when it comes to fuels pricing and impact here, but it's affecting people all over the world, correct, including, as you just mentioned, China. There are a lot of interests that would like this thing to end.
That's right, and that's why you saw the Chinese foreign minister say today, after meeting with his Iranian counterpart, that China was, quote, deeply distressed over the war and said a comprehensive ceasefire is urgently needed. The hope there being that a more comprehensive agreement would open up the Strait of Hormuz, that choke point for at least 20% of the global oil supply. That's frustrated not only China, but Japan, South Korea, other Asian countries, including here in the U.S., as you mentioned, as gas nationally, last time I checked, was about above $4.40 a gallon, an over $1 increase since earlier this year. So economically, a lot of countries are being hit by this war with Iran, and that may be in part why you're seeing President Trump say publicly that they are progressing to some sort of agreements.
We're with CBS White House correspondent Aaron Navarro. Aaron, I can't imagine what it's like to be there every day. Where was Caroline Leavitt yesterday, or did we miss that part since Secretary of State Marco Rubio took the podium?
The White House press secretary is either in the coming days, I believe, expecting her second child. So she is on maternity leave.